Okay, we here with Trevi, and he got us tasting some food.
So y'all can label them yourselves when y'all take them out. And y'all sitting down.
We can number what we like.
Right. You can put your number 1 on here because this is the first place I went to.
Okay.
This is the second place I went to.
Okay.
This is the third place I went to, and this is obviously the fourth place. So y'all gonna, it's the actual, the name of the place is inside.
But after
Inside of
after
here?
we eat.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, it's your girl. They call me sister. And I just wanted to let you know that if you want to see the full video of our blind taste testing on behalf of Trevi Baby, then head on over to my sister's channel at Etna's World and watch the full video. Now, I'm going to insert on here the ratings of the steaks. Have a good one.
You eat chicken cheesesteaks or you like regular cheesesteaks? It ain't no chopped cheese, it's a cheesesteak.
Right. And come for what?
Chopped cheese.
Chopped cheese.
It's a cheesesteak. Cheese so melty it's on the side.
That's number 3. And I think it's even more meat
It is.
on this one. It's like double the meat from the other 2. Oh, wow.
So we want to see which one
Here's
that
mine.
was.
Okay,
My
so
ratings.
we're going to, right now, give our ratings. So we're rating them 1 to 5, 5
Okay.
being the best, 1
Okay.
being the least.
Okay.
I was 1 to 5.
And then once we do our ratings for
So I
each
got-
one,
I was 1 to 5.
then
I
we're
did
going
1
to
to
open
10.
the envelope to let us know where they all came
So
from.
then this is.
So this way we're giving what he wanted was an unbiased opinion by the location versus the,
And we only
the
know what
actual
one is.
flavor
We
and
only
all
know
that.
one.
Yeah, we only know what one is, but this is the first time I've ever had that one. So we're going to start with number 1, the actual cheesesteak. When it comes to flavor, how did it taste? Is there aftertaste or anything else?
Well,
You wanna
I'll
go
go first. I'll go first since I'm not a beef person. Number 1, the flavor for me on the steak, I would give it maybe a 3.5 out of 5. For the appearance, I gave it a 3. For the texture, I gave it a 4.5. And for the aroma, I gave it a 3.5.
What you got?
Honestly, for all categories, there's a 3. The flavor, it was flavorful, but it could have used a different type of cheese. I didn't like the cheese and the meat texture. It didn't complement each other. And the dressing was at the bottom, and it had a lot of large onions. So that's why it's 3s. And then that was for the appearance, but for the texture, it was real steak and not greasy. So I could appreciate that. And it did smell like it had seasonings, but not a lot.
Right.
Like you could tell it was gonna need something. So that's what I had.
Okay. And then for me, you did all 4 categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So number 1 for me, I put flavor. It was a 4. It was well seasoned, and it had an overall decent taste.
Yes.
Appearance, I put 2. I didn't like the ketchup ratio. It was not enough ketchup. And the appearance of it just was like whatever. Texture, I gave it a 4. I thought the meat was well chopped and the cheese was really good to me. I like that it was like a nice big texture cheese and melted. Chicken cheese steak. For flavor, I put 1. It didn't really have a flavor on it. It's like they chopped up a piece of chicken and threw it on the bread. Appearance, I put 2. I wrote blah. It didn't wow me at all. The texture, the cheese was good, but the chicken, it was kind of like, I don't know, it was weird. Little bites of chicken. And the aroma, I just put no smell.
What do you
so
mean by
I
little
feel-
bites of chicken?
Like it was ground.
It was a chopping. It was ground chicken.
It was just like like ground chicken.
That's what it was.
These little chicken balls. I don't know. It wasn't doing it for me.
It wasn't real chicken, but it was ground chicken.
Yeah.
So for the chicken, for me, the 2 categories, they got 2s. Flavor and appearance. It needed more seasoning for the flavor, but it was well chopped, like finely chopped. I actually enjoyed that, but it's still a 2. Didn't like it. The texture was dry, so that's a 1. And the aroma, I didn't smell anything. So those 2 are 1s for me.
Okay, from the chicken lover herself. Hold on, from the chicken lover herself. Okay, for me, the flavor was excellent because they don't know the flavor of a chicken cheesesteak because they don't eat it. So they wouldn't understand the difference in the flavor from the chicken to the steak with the combinations mixed together. Okay, so I gave it a 5 for flavor for me. Okay, for the appearance, it was a low appearance. I've had chicken cheesesteaks that look a hell of a lot better than that, so I got a 3.
No color.
No color. For the texture, it was I gave it a 6 for the texture because
Not a 6.
yeah, a 6.
So it was, but it was with the 5.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so.
But because of the texture,
Five
as
plus,
I
plus,
stated,
plus.
it's to me it beats out all steak
Okay.
because of the texture of it. Because I don't eat beef.
That's
Got
fair.
it.
Okay.
Okay. And for the aroma, me being a chicken cheesesteak lover, it had no aroma, so it got a 3.
Yeah. Everyone agreed on the no smell.
Yeah.
It had no smell. It had nothing to pull me to it.
All right, number 2 spots was just the cheesesteak.
Yeah, they
First
cheated
of all,
me on the
they
chicken.
get a couple points down because they were supposed to do a cheesesteak and a chicken cheesesteak. But, the meat ratio
I agree.
was fabulous. This just cheesesteak itself was really good, and I like the thickness of the meat. The appearance, I gave that a 4. It was not too many onions on top. I thought, I like fried onions, but it wasn't too many, so it was a nice good ratio for that. For texture, I put a 5. The bread was soft. The meat was thick. The cheese, melty, was great. And for aroma, I gave it a 4. Smelled good. Number 2.
I gave the whole experience a 4+. It's always room for improvement, so you're not going to get a 5 from me. Just that hard. For the flavor, it definitely, the meat and cheese ratio, awesome. And the cheese they used was good. So I like that. And they were not skimpy on the mayo. So I could appreciate that. The appearance was gooey, finely chopped onions. The meat was even darker, and it was well seasoned. And the texture, it had real gristle. So that lets you know it was a real cheesesteak, and it wasn't dry. So I appreciate that, and it smelled seasoned. So that's what I got.
And now for the non-beef eater for number for number 2, where they skipped me on my chicken. Okay, so I would give it overall, it would be a 3.5 for everything together. Okay. Yeah, I said a 3.5. Yeah.
This is her opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So for the flavor of it, it got a 4 for the flavor because it did have flavor, but it had too many motherfucking onions. I don't eat onions. Sorry. Okay. For the texture, it was a good texture, but beef is still chewy to me.
Okay. No matter how. Okay.
Beef is chewy to me.
Okay.
So, okay, for the flavor, it had good flavor, but I'm gonna give it a 3.7. Okay. And then for the aroma, I don't know where these motherfuckers got 3 from because they ain't smell like shit. They got a 2. A 2 for the flavor. But it's aroma. It ain't smell like nothing but some bread and some meat.
All right. I'm not gonna. Okay.
Moving on to number 3.
I'm still mind blown. Okay.
For number 3, flavor, I gave it a 2. It was not much of a great, this is such a good cheesesteak. Now, appearance was 5, because when we opened that wrapper, it looked like it was going to be a cheesesteak that make you clutch your pearls. It was beautiful. It was a perfectly looking cheesesteak.
That's how it was supposed to look.
Texture was a 3. The bread was hard. The meat was like that real thin frozen meat. So it was kind of like eating BDBs.
Everybody here, remember Murray's?
Yeah. Right,
Yeah.
and you gotta cook like six of them
and
just
then
to get
they keep going like this with it before you know it
because
disappears.
it just disappears. Yes. And the aroma, I gave it a 2. It had a weird smell. I can distinctively remember smelling it a few times. It was kind of like old surface.
Surface.
You know, like
If they don't clean the grill
if
off.
they don't clean the grill,
Oh, okay.
kind of like the Brillo pad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a Brillo pad. And so it smelled like it, and it had an aftertaste that was kind of like those old school Brillo pads that started out pink, and then once you use it 20,000 times, now it was just...
Oh, the pan.
The Brillo
The
pan.
spick,
The
the
Brillo.
spick and spin. The
Yeah,
pan.
it
It had
was-
the pink on it.
It had, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, so that's what I feel of number 3.
Hey. Number 3, yo. Number 3, I'm sorry ahead of time. But for flavor, you got a -3.
Oh.
And it had a mystique taste to it, and I think
Yeah.
that's what Edna was talking about.
Yeah.
It tasted like old material that
Yes.
they used to cook it with.
Yeah.
It was, they don't clean it off good at night, so
Something.
yeah, it was like aftertaste.
Yeah.
The appearance, they get a 5 plus. They get a extra kudos because the
way
topping.
it was the wrap.
It was the way it was wrapped. That's the
It
kudos.
was beautiful.
And it was beautiful. That's a commercial. That was a commercial. The way it was open, large, meat, everything. So
Even
the
if they
5.
trick you with the taste, they can show you
Yeah,
it on the
that's right.
commercial.
You know how to make them fake burgers?
Yeah.
out of a piece of whatever,
Styrofoam.
cardboard. Yeah. Voila, I'm telling you, hands
Yes,
down.
yes.
And then for the texture was a 2. It tastes like a steakum. It was thin meat, the cheese not blended. It was sitting at the bottom. That's how she got that cheese pull, because it wasn't mixed in. And for the aroma, 0. Nothing.
Alrighty, number 3 on the deck. Overall, out of the 4 categories, we're gonna say it was a
What?
we're gonna give it a 3. Okay. Now for the appearance, I will say the appearance was the shit. That's how they got the 3, because they got a full 5 points for the appearance.
Okay. Yes.
Okay? That's how they got the
They
3,
did.
because without that, it may have been a 1.
Beautiful.
Now, because they tricked me. They tricked me. I thought I was about to go back to the 80s when I ate steakums, when I ate cheesesteaks.
Yes.
Because that's what it looked
That's
like
what it
when
looked
she was
like.
unwrapping it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, for the aroma, it got a 2 because it had no smell whatsoever. Whatsoever. Now, for the flavor, I'm going to say I had to give it it was like a 3.2 because although I don't eat steak, I like the taste of the mystique, because when I make my chicken, I use the mystique flavoring. So I like that when I do my chicken, when I do my wings, I season them with the mystique flavoring. They talking about me, so I had to get them. And I forgot which one. Oh, the texture. The texture was just like, take it out my mouth.
This is made.
It was, it's like they just, let me hurry up and do this because I'm about to clock out.
Yeah.
It was I feel like it was a real rush job for a steak. I can't wait to find out where it came from.
All right. Number 4, the last one. Flavor 2. Appearance 2. Texture 1. Aroma 3. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even feel like going into details about number 4.
First of all, they robbed us of an experience because it was naked fruit. Like, we had and squeeze it together. Nothing was on it. So
And then they ain't even sent us no ketchup.
yes,
We had to use my ketchup.
Oh my gosh. So for this one, I'm with you. A 2. It was just nothing. And then the texture, it tastes like you was eating filet
really-
mignon. Like it was no cheese
Like I
steak
should have
about
been in a
it.
good
You should have had a
steakhouse.
steak.
Yes, give me
It
some
was
A1
pieces
sauce.
like this. Not good. Not good. Very disappointed
Yes,
too.
yes.
Very.
All right, now for that last one, I'm gonna put you all out there in the street pets. Y'all know y'all was the fuck wrong for that steak. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all was the fuck wrong for that steak.
I was trying to be nice.
It was dry. You do not send a cheesesteak with the packs of mayo in the bag after the cheese has melted on the sandwich.
The whole time the mayonnaise could have been marinated.
Exactly.
By the time I
When
got
you
it
eat an
home to eat
authentic
it.
cheesesteak from Philadelphia, the cheese and the cheese and the ketchup and the mayo, they have to go together. They have to marinate. They're like a threesome.
Dang.
I think that was number 3. Yeah.
That's the last one.
Gotta
The
be a
4.
threesome. Yeah.
They had it's a threesome.
Yeah, they
the mayo,
everything
the
marinated.
cheese, and the what the heck? All the stuff, the flavor, it gotta be together.
And
I
don't
couldn't even get
forget-
it together.
Don't forget the heat.
And the heat, it all marinates because when you
Yes.
wrap it up, that cheese gonna melt some more. We had none of that.
No.
That shit was dry as it's the Sahara Desert.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it again. Y'all got a negative 24.
Oh.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, because that shit was nasty.
So overall, what was your favorite?
The chicken cheesesteak.
Number 2 for me. Number 2 was my favorite.
1B.
All right. Now we're gonna see where they're from.
Woo! Drum roll.
Now he didn't trust us.
Yeah, let me see the envelopes.
And secured the back.
Dang.
All right.
Security.
Security.
Let's see. Oh, I feel like we had an award show.
Before, look, number
it
2
says
was my
match
favorite.
the numbers on the paper to the numbers on the bag. Dun, dun, dun.
Drum roll. Brrr.
Number 1 was D'Alessandro.
Dallas.
Wow.
I don't know money.
I don't. This is
But
new.
it's
I will
called
be looking it
Dallas.
up.
I've heard of them, but I'm damn. D'Alessandro.
D'Alessandro.
Number 1. That wasn't my top choice. Sorry.
Number 2, which was me and JT's favorite, was Ishkabibble.
Hey.
Iskabibbles, I know y'all got chicken. I know y'all got chicken. What happened with the order? Iskabibbles, y'all. I like y'all.
You did our visitors well.
Yes.
Thank you.
I feel like we picked the right
Yes,
one.
and that's why they were they were quiet. Yes.
Number 3, Gooey Louie.
Sorry.
Oh no, Gooey Louis keep
How you gonna be gooey and none of our
Right,
definitions
maybe-
was gooey?
He didn't have the pull.
The appearance was gooey.
Yeah, the appearance was the bomb,
So
but
maybe-
it didn't have the gooiness to it.
Gooey
Yeah.
Louie.
With a name like that.
You got to do a little bit more
man.
gooey. You got to get a little bit more
We
gooey,
opened
Louis.
that thing and was like, wow.
Yes.
And then we was like, damn.
Lose the mystique off of the sandwiches or whatever that flavor that you extra flavor y'all put in there.
Just
take it out.
Clean the grill.
And that too, but take that
Clean
mystique
the
taste
grill.
out.
Number 4 was Pat's.
Trash.
They've been in
Trash.
business since 1930.
Trash.
Maybe it's time to go
Pats.
figure out what y'all been doing
Pats.
since the 30s.
Pats.
They need to go back to their old menu.
Pats.
They need to do something.
Mhm.
That's all I'm gonna say. Pats.
All right, guys. This was so much fun.
Yes,
Thank
it
you so
was.
much
So
to
much
Travi.
fun.
Travi, baby. I get around. This was
Yes.
amazing. Thank you, March Madness.
Hit the bell.
Tomorrow.
Call me sis.
We made it, y'all.
It's the
Bye.
original JT. Edna's World. Hit her channel.
Yes. Push the button.
Push the
Push the
button.
buttons.
All the buttons.
Hit those that bell right there in the corner.
y'all for
Don't
hanging
forget to
out.
hit that like button right there and put a comment in the bottom. Yeah.
Whew.